Okay, once your ancestry tree has been created, let's talk a little bit about how we add more individuals or information from FamilySearch. So when I created the tree, I did an upload from FamilySearch and it took the first 4 generations. This was generation 3, this was generation 4. And as you can see in my ancestry tree, there are no parents for this individual, no parents for this individual. This is just where the tree ended. But I know that there's more information in Family Search, and I'd like to bring as much of that over before I start working. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on this individual and get a summary card. And a couple things. It shows me this little family tree symbol here that lets me know that this person in my ancestry tree, click on that again, is connected to FamilySearch, to a record for a James Temple in FamilySearch. And I can do a couple different things right from this summary card. I can see when he was born, I can see when he died. This information again came from FamilySearch. And I can use some tools here. I could make him the main part of the tree. I could just add a relative, just typing in a relative here, or I could delete this person. I could also do a quick edit if I felt like some of the information about him needed to be fixed, like a birth date or a death date, but that doesn't need to happen. And the other thing I can do, I could search in Ancestry through in all of their sources and see if I could find some information using the search here. But what I'm going to click on instead is his profile. Take him to his profile page, what we would call the person page if we were working in FamilySearch. So here is James Temple's profile page. The way they have this organized is they have some summary information up at the top here, and it always tells me how I am related to the individual, which is kind of fun to see. And then this is broken into 4 basic sections. There's this life story section. It's just a feature with Ancestry that takes some of the facts and information and creates a little story. We're not going to look at that today. We are on the facts page. The facts page does list just that, the facts about the individual. And they're organized kind of in a timeline format. All of this information again came from FamilySearch. It has to do with birth, a marriage, when children were born. So it makes a nice little timeline, death and burial. And then when I brought him over, when they brought those first 4 generations over from FamilySearch, they also brought over all of the sources that were attached to him in FamilySearch. So all of those sources are here. Each one of these sources is a source that if I were to look at would take me to a link in FamilySearch, or most of these. I would imagine almost all of them are. All right, so those sources are here, and when you click on the source, it points out which facts that source proves. So that's kind of a nice little feature that it does here. In FamilySearch, we often use the tagging feature, and this is kind of similar to that. The other sections I have on here, so this is the sources section in the middle. And then on the right-hand side are all the family relationships. So I can see his spouse is Susan Evangeline McCullough, and I can see their children. They had these 3 boys and Jenny Temple, the girl. All right, the other things we can look at on this page, there's a gallery tab, so if there were any pictures or pictures of items, I could go click on here and just look at all of those. And then there's the hints tab. This is Ancestry doing work for me. Ancestry has taken the information that was brought over from FamilySearch and is on this page. It's put it in its search engine. It has already given me 17 hints about this individual, 17 possible source matches that I could go ahead and look at and attach. Up at the top here, again, here's another of the edit, which we saw from that little summary card. I can do a quick edit. I can edit relationships if I thought one of these relationships were wrong. If a child was in the wrong place or a sibling was in the wrong place, this is where I would go to do that, and I could delete the person here. Using the tools, I could go back and view him in a tree view. I could view any notes that were written about him, comments. I could merge him with a duplicate in my tree. Sometimes when we attach a source, we accidentally create a duplicate of someone. And this is an easy way to just merge those two duplicates together. I could save this to another tree, and then of course print. Member Connect allows me to talk with or connect with other Ancestry.com members, and then there's some other research tools available here. If I wanted to search for records about James Temple, I could do it here where it says search on Ancestry, or I could do it here at the search button. These both do exactly the same thing. When I click on this, it takes the information that's here, puts it in its search engine, and comes up with a list of results for me here that I could scroll through and decide if they are matches. When you do this, it always puts here at the top, as a reminder, who you're searching for and some relationships to help you identify if these sources are correct. And then to get back to the person page, we just click on this hyperlink right here. So back on his person page. So yeah, searching these two buttons right here. But probably the easiest way is with hints, and we'll do that in another video. But for this one, I also want to talk about the FamilySearch connection. So this is unique to partner access accounts that are connected to FamilySearch. This obviously looks just like the FamilySearch tree. And this lets me know that this James Temple record here has been connected to James Temple in FamilySearch, a James Temple in FamilySearch. And the little symbol next to the FamilySearch tree lets me know the status of ordinances. So this check mark means that all of his temple ordinance work has been completed. And if you click here, you get a menu. So these are the different things I can look at from this menu. I can see any ordinance temple information here at the top. It's telling me that it's complete, but if I click here, it opens a new tab in my browser. It takes me into FamilySearch, and it's going to take me to James Temple's person page. And more specifically, it's going to take me to the Ordinance tab of James Temple's person page and show me the temple ordinance work. And I can see that it was all completed. So that's this menu item. I could also compare the James Temple in FamilySearch with the James Temple here in Ancestry. I just click there. This window will open up, and the individual that is in FamilySearch shows up on the left, and the individual in my Ancestry tree is on the right. I can see the unique ID number that he is connected to. And of course, this is all exactly the same because that's how I got the information in my Ancestry tree, was just pulling it from FamilySearch. But if something were different in my Ancestry tree, I could identify that, and that's one of the ways that we move data back and forth. But you can see that all of the sources match up, all the facts match up, everything was moved over from FamilySearch into my Ancestry tree. But that's how you can, this is where we will be moving information back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. So that's the second menu item of our FamilySearch menu up here. The third one is to actually view the person on FamilySearch. And again, when you click that, it opens a new tab in the browser, and it will take you right to that person's person page in FamilySearch. All right. The fourth one down is, well, I'm going to skip to this one. If for some reason I felt like I had connected this James Temple to the wrong record in FamilySearch, I could disconnect him here, and then I could make a new connection to the correct person in FamilySearch. This is where you would take care of that. The last thing we're going to talk about is how to add relatives from FamilySearch. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add Relatives from FamilySearch. Now, if you notice, actually, let me go off this. When we pulled in the 4 generations, he was the 4th generation. And in my Ancestry tree, he does not have a mother and a father. But I know that in FamilySearch, he does have a mother and a father, and a bunch of brothers and a sister. So I want to pull that information in to my ancestry tree so that I can make sure everything is accurate and do some searching. So the easiest way to do that is to add relatives from FamilySearch. So I'm going to click Add Relatives from FamilySearch. Ancestry goes into FamilySearch and it identifies people that might be there that aren't in my tree. So, and because he's an end line individual, meaning there's nobody past him in my ancestry tree, I can add up to 4 generations. Just click this button and click Continue. So it's adding up to 4 generations for James Temple. And now he has his parents, Thomas Temple and Mary Ann Galloway. And if I click on Thomas Temple, he has parents and so forth. So it went back 4 generations. And I'm going to come back to James Temple. Now what it didn't add by doing the 4 generations was any siblings or any of those. It just went straight back, just the direct line of parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on. So there's more people that I can add. I can add his siblings. In order to do that, though, I'm going to go to his father's page. So if I click on Thomas Temple, now I'm on Thomas Temple's page. And I can see Thomas Temple marrying Elizabeth. And I can see Thomas Temple marrying Mary Ann Galloway, and his parents were another Thomas Temple, Elizabeth Craggs. It gets very confusing when they're all named the same. And this was the James Temple that we were on before. So I can add more relatives from FamilySearch. So when I click on this, I can't add 4 generations anymore because this Thomas Temple is an end of line. But what I can do is add the 4 siblings of his. Now, one thing that Ancestry requires is that you do these one at a time. See, I can't select them all at once. I can only pick one and work my way down the list, and that's fine. They want you to do that because they just want you to be careful as you add these individuals, that you add them with the correct relationships. And sometimes a list of all of these children, some might be with one set of parents and some might be with another. So I'm going to go ahead and click Continue. And so this is telling me it's going to add a George William Temple to my ancestry tree with these parents. And that's correct. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And then I'm going to repeat that process. Add relatives from FamilySearch. Let's do Alfred J. Temple. Continue. Verifying the parents. That's correct. And I click Save. I'm going to do it again. So it's a little bit tedious to do this, but it's well worth it because I do not have to manually enter all of this information in. And I'm going to go ahead and save. And I'm going to do it one more time. Add relatives from FamilySearch. Helen Temple, continue. Save. And so now, if I go to add relatives from FamilySearch, it's telling me that there are no unconnected relatives found in FamilySearch. So I have added everyone that was connected to this little family has been added here to FamilySearch. And that's as easy as it is to add individuals from FamilySearch. We just need to use this little menu right here. The next step is going to be how do we add sources here in Ancestry and then move those sources over into FamilySearch.